Plum Mustangs. A beautiful spring afternoon senior recognition night happening right here before you. And happy Eclipse Day. I hope you guys got to see the eclipse. Right now we're in the middle of recognizing the Woodland Hills seniors.
We have Ayla Danchassi.
Ayla Danchassi.
With Nikki Danchassi, Lathan Kenyon, Iwani Nanji, Mass Kelly, and Violet Littman. She is the only person at our school participated in cheer, wrestling, track, also AP Calc 2. Favorite memory, watching Sheldon and Imani run the 100 at the scrimmage and arguing with Coach Rick and Coach Sheldon in the hallways. Other activities, Bible study group, Young Life on Thursdays after school. Future plans. She plans to attend college for education, to become a math teacher, and continue to go to school, become a pharmacist. Favorite quote, "What the Sigma," from Iwani.
Nicely done, nicely done. And wish her well in her future endeavors, wrestling and track.
Brandon Donaldson.
Brandon Donaldson.
Escorted by Alicia Donaldson and Josh Donaldson. NHS 3.8 GPA in the gifted program, STEM Challenge program winner. Favorite
Nice.
memory, going to Cedar Point with my friends junior year. Other school activities include NHS gifted and PNC Code for a Cause. Future plans, college at RIT for computer science. Quote, "It was always me versus the world until I found it's me versus me."
I like that one. I like that one a lot. You are always your biggest challenge, your biggest critic, but also your biggest challenge. Well done, young man, well done.
Okay, next up we have Stephen Fulwiley, escorted by Christina Fulwiley, Stephen Fulwiley, and Amelia Fulwiley.
For why?
4 years of varsity track, 2 years varsity football, honor roll, and high honor roll.
My goodness.
Favorite memory was the Mars meet, and everyone was dancing in the middle of the field. Other activities, esports football, and a member of the investment club. Future plans, Stephen plans to attend West Virginia University.
All right.
And earn a
Very
master's
talented
degree
young man
in
there.
economics.
Has a lot of plans ahead of him,
The path may lead,
and already very successful.
don't step in
High honor
there
roll.
is no path and leave
And
the trail.
varsity football, varsity track, man oh man, and high honor roll. 3.8. And affiliated with many clubs. Wonderfully done.
Jeter,
Malachi Jeter's up next.
escorted by Mom, Ashley Wilkerson, and Aran Jeter. And 2 years on the track team, best memory, Butler.
The microphone down there is cutting off a little bit. In case you're wondering why it's a little bit choppy right now, it's silent here on the field. So we can't hear exactly what they were saying down there, but that is Jeter, nonetheless escorted by family. Microphone still appears to be dead down there. But hey, for those of you on the other side that know these seniors who happen to be a fan of Woodland Hills High School, even if you're Plum, hey, give them some encouragement there in the comments and make some noise. Wish them well. Obviously, high school's not the end all be all, but at the same time, it's a great start to any of your future endeavors. So, a little bit of encouragement goes a long way. So, we wish these seniors well in the future endeavors, and as for the rest of you, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, hang in there. I swear after the junior year, it gets better. It gets a little bit lazier, as they call it, this senioritis. But don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. But yeah, definitely the junior year, at least when I was in high school, was definitely a bit of an uphill battle. Senior year, kind of can kick it back, relax a little bit, but again, oh, here they go again.
Future plans, attend trade school to become an electrician. Quote, don't be a failure among successors.
All right, so he wants to go to trade school to be an electrician. And that's where I started off before I went to college. I got a trade in electric construction, commercial and residential, before I went to college, and it's a great way. It's a great paying field also. Whether you're just going for general construction and electricity, or if you're trying to be an electrical engineer. Julius Marshall is coming up next. Escorted by his mother.
Academic accolades, getting a full ride scholarship to multiple colleges, Seton Hill, IUP, and Livingstone. Favorite memory, the end of the season cookout. Other activities, swimming. Future plans, to attend med school and become a doctor. Quote, a win is a win, no matter how you get it.
All right. Julius Marshall in his glory, alongside with his mother, and her pride and glory to her side. Well done.
Next, we have Darian Scott, escorted by his father, Clayton Scott. He's been on
Darian Scott here.
years. Academic accolades, honor roll. Favorite memory, falling in the 300 hurdles. Other activities, swimming, FBLA, tennis, and student council. Future plans. I plan to attend a four-year college and major in biology. Quote, never stop trying to achieve what you truly want. You only have one life to live.
Well done, young man. And he's part of the Future Business Leaders of America, the FBLA. A very prominent group to be a part of in high school.
Antonio Nash, Marcus William,
Antonio Nash, Audrey Smith.
escorted by Monique Howe and Andre Smith. Andre has been on the track team for 4 years. Some of his academic and athletic accolades, WPIAL Football Player of the Week, First Team All-Conference Linebacker Defensive, Pennsylvania Big 33, East versus West All-Stars. Favorite memory, the games we have played at Invitational. Other school activities, National Honor Society, Finance Club, Journey to Medicine, football, Men of Valor, Gifted, esports, Emerging Leaders Program, Need Foundation. Future plans, to get a business degree and go into real estate. Quote, cannot cope with persistence.
All right.
We
We
have
got
Amaya Tippett.
Amaya Tippett.
They are accompanied by Amaya Tippett and Ashawn. Amaya has
Accompanied
been
by
on the
family.
team for 3 years. Academic accolades, all section award for soccer, distinguished honor student, 12th grade, got into over 10 colleges.
Mm.
Favorite
Got accepted in over 10
memory,
colleges.
cookout.
Unbelievable.
We all brung a dish and ate together like a family. Other activities, 11 year soccer, FBLA, Never what?
All right, Amaya Tippett, a very talented soccer player, is going to be missed in the next soccer season.
She's being accompanied by Sharon and Freddie Vasquez, her Uncle Joe,
And we have Vasquez.
little sister Bronx, and my twin, Carmen. She's been on a track team for 4 years. Some of her athletic and academic accolades: 3 years top 24 WPIAL qualifier, National Honor Society. Favorite memory: when we played Duck Duck Goose with the other teams at the invitation. Other school activities: basketball, flag football, and volleyball. Future plans: to attend a 4 year college playing basketball and majoring in psychology. Quote: the best things come to those who don't give up.
All right, Carmen Vasquez, everyone. Great basketball player, great volleyball player, and here on the track field tonight with her family.
Next, we have Jayonte Walker, accompanied by
Deontay Walker,
accompanied by his mom, Keisha
accompanied
Parker,
by
and
family.
Forrest Walker. 2 years on the track team. Favorite memories: going to Butler Invitational and playing Duck Duck Goose and meeting new people. Other school activities: playing football in junior year. Future plans: to go to trade school to become an engineer, construction worker.
All right, plans to go to trade school and become an engineer or construction worker. Again, a lot of good money in that field. So best of luck to him in his future endeavors.
Last, we have
And
Felicity
last,
Walker,
we have Felicity Walker.
by Deborah Young. She's been on the track team for 1 year, just started this year. Academic and athletic accolades: taking honors and AP courses for Additive Challenge, honor student. Favorite memory: going to Kalahari for FBLA and hanging out with my friends. It was so much fun. Other school activities: student council, FBLA, and ELP. FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, and ELP, Emerging Leaders Program. Future plans: to attend school on a full scholarship to major in video game development. Quote: you'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down.
I like that. I like that. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down. Plans on getting into video game development, and she has brains on her as she applied for many AP classes and is in high honors. So that is it for
Congratulations once again.
our senior recognition night here for Woodland Hills High School. Again, great work, and wishing you all well as you go forward. And now we are on to the next line of events here, and that is, of course, in case you need a reminder, a track here at the Woodland Hills High School between Plum High School and, of course, yours truly, Woodland Hills High School. All right, so the first event will be the 4x800 relay. As you know, the average track field in high school is about 400 meters, so it's 2 times around, 800. All right, again, and that is it for senior recognition night here at the Woodland Hills High School. Recognizing Woodland Hills seniors, we'll be right back after these messages.
place in the world our races they might hear. Like meals are making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams, I'm fighting my nightmare. Folks, real hard. I'm talking what you understand, I'm talking real hard. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real hard. Yes, I raise a toast to this thing to the lot of loves. As I go from coast to coast, I ain't no sad. I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how much bigger when I flow. When I know what made it feel, it's a message to let it go. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Hey, time to check the status and the focus working. And you know I'm working, so my level is a G. And I made it from the hood, but I'm with me on the streets. And my pockets hate the diet, so they always round me. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always running me. And I'll never give up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games till the killer show his teeth. This is for the cats that been screaming homies. Claiming that you real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, ain't no one to know me. Let the trucker brothers hear me screaming like.
Back to Roxamore Sports Live here at the Woodland Hills High School for a track meet. First time for Woodland Hills and Plum here in this beautiful April evening. And a beautiful solar display earlier today with the solar eclipse. If you missed it this time, you can catch it again in 2044 around August, and again in 2045 in all 48 states about around August yet again. But nonetheless, beautiful display. At least from what I got to saw, at least what I got to see was a more of a banana-shaped sun. I didn't get a corona, but nonetheless, it was a beautiful eclipse nonetheless. All right, so we just had our senior recognition night here at the Woodland Hills High School, recognizing Woodland Hills seniors. And of course, as always, we wish them well. And of course, we know they're going to do well. And so far, their prospects are looking good, as is. And right now, their academic records are looking just mighty fine. A lot of them high honor rolls, and a lot of them have good ambitions, and they have the record to show that they are keeping a good momentum going forward. Again, we're going to have our first event here. It's going to be the 4x800 meter relay. And again, the average track field in high school is about 400 meters, so that's 2 times around the track. So let's see. Courtesy to Wolf Creek Management, I have here the rosters for this event. So it's going to be Lane 2, Nayema Jeffries from Woodland Hills with a C time of 19.87. Also in Lane 2, Jayana Clark, no listed C time. And then J Spell, Lane 2, Woodland Hills, no C time. And then Lane 3, Josephine Scully. I believe I'm saying that correct. If not, please let me know in the comments if you know the correct pronunciation. And ahead of time, I'm going to apologize for any mispronunciation of names. I'll do my best. Some of you all have fancy names, and my tongue is just not well adjusted for that. But nonetheless, Josephine Scully from Plum with a C time of 17.31. Lane 4 will be Josiah Ferguson from Woodland Hills with a C time of 17.93. Number 5. Lane, let me step back a little bit. Lane 5 will be Hope Hopkins. Great basketball player here for Woodland Hills. And here she is on the track field. And also in Lane 5 will be Naomi Pollard from Woodland Hills with a C time of 21.48. No illicit seat time for Hope Hopkins, unfortunately. But we will see excellence from that young lady nonetheless. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me step all the way back. All the way back. I'm talking about an entire event back. I was looking at the next event's roster. So for this one, it's just going to be Lane 1 Plum, with their seat time being 10 minutes and 49 seconds. And Woodland Hills in Lane 2 being 12 minutes as their average seat time. I thought something seemed off there. Okay. Alright. So nonetheless, it's going to be a great day here. Great night, rather. Closing to a day. As the temperature is just right. Nothing too taxing on the athletic performance here. As it's just tempered enough to be comfortable in. Can't really decide if I want to do long sleeves or short sleeves, but nonetheless, good weather. Great way to start spring and great way to start the track season, as well as other spring events coming up here. Again, check out roxamoresports.com to get a good look at that schedule tab to see what events are coming up for this month. And it's mostly flag football Sundays and baseball. But of course, we have other events happening here at Roxamore Sports Live. So again, head over to our website, roxamoresports.com, and get a good look at the schedule tab, as well as check out some other things that we have going on. We have the Junior Combine coming up sometime soon. I believe it's May 2nd. Let me just take a good look at the flyer. Again, yeah, that is May 2nd, May 5th. You can register now. If you head over to roxamoresports.com, click that flyer that says Roxamore Top Tier Performance League Junior Combine. And that is for the football season. Get some very talented athletes recognized and build up their stats. And of course, that will be televised here on Roxamore Sports. Catch us on all platforms, that being YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or main website, roxamoresports.com, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku. And of course, we have our comedy show, which has more adult content in it, but nonetheless, you can check it out on Roxamore Sports. If you head over to the YouTube, you can look at previous broadcasts for the Raw Comedy Show. And again, view discretion advised. It's adult content, but nonetheless, it's a much better event if you go in person, as there's food involved and adult beverages, as well as a great atmosphere. I'd love to see you there. We have the Raw Comedy Show Season 5, Still Living Single, with John Henton, coming up. So be sure to check that out. Again, head over to Roxamore Sports. Getting tongue-tied over here. It's not even cold. I don't know what's up with me, guys. But head over to roxamoresports.com and get a good look at that flyer, as well as the schedule tab to see what events are happening here in the realm of sports. Typically high school, but we do cover college sports as well as fundraisers. And again, first event, I have to make a correction here. First event's going to be the 4x800 meter relay, with Plum High School being in lane 1 and Woodland Hills being in lane 2. Then after that, all those names I just dropped to you guys earlier will be the girls 100 meter hurdles, followed by the girls 100 meter dash. Right now, we are just moments away from the first event happening here at the Woodland Hills High School. And as always, thank you for joining us here on Roxamore Sports Live. I'm Maximilian Kiefer. I typically cover, say, soccer and volleyball, bowling, pretty much all the sports, you name it, but soccer's my bread and butter. And track I did in high school, as well as a little bit of soccer earlier on. But soccer's just something I just kind of do now as a little side event going on. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's good to meet up with people and stay active. The beauty of track, though, is it fine-tunes you for the other sports, as well as swimming. Swimming's one of the sports I love in terms of just building up recognition for yourself, getting scholarships, and it's very workout intensive, but at the same time not taxing to your body in the long run. It's not really known for giving you, say, arthritis as much as running does, but nonetheless, the beauty of running is it does help you out with the timing, does help you fine-tune yourself with other sports. It's very common that in this sport you'll see a lot of athletes from all the events here on the track field. We have football players, swimmers, soccer players, basketball players, you name it. All here, getting the exercise on and ultimately challenging themselves. I mean, at the end of the day, you really are challenging yourself as much as you are being competitive to the other school, but nonetheless, you got to be your best to yourself, and ultimately, you are your greatest critic. But at the same time, you got to let that critic not get to you so much. You know, it's really easy to talk ourselves down a lot of times and discourage ourselves, which hinders our abilities to go forward, and you know, can create for a domino effect in a negative way. Now, what you can do is you can regulate your ego and let that critic give you some healthy feedback, but at the same time, you know, you got to improve yourself and not push yourself too hard, but at the same time, not settle down too much, you know. Reach your equilibrium. So, again, we are just moments away from this event happening here. Plum High School and Woodland Hills. And we got a packed week going forward. Mostly baseball, boys and girls, and then again we have flag football Sunday. So let's see what we got. And again, if you head over to Wolf Creek Management, that's Wolf Creek Race Management, head over to that website. And if you go to the live tab, you'll see Plum and Woodland Hills track meet, and you can get a good look at the events happening here, as well as the live updates for each event. So again, that is Wolf Creek Race Management. Head over to the website to get a good eye on the stats here. And as for your narration, again, Maximilian Kiefer here alongside with Roxamore Sports Live as we proudly bring you this broadcast here today. Again, beautiful spring day. Gotta love it. Gotta watch this outside if you have any mobile device you're watching this on. And of course, as always, make some noise for the athletes here on the field. Not just the seniors, but all the athletes in general. Again, high school is not the end-all, be-all, but it is a great start going forward. That little bit of encouragement goes a long way. So give them some love. Give them some love. Be it Plum or Woodland Hills. And then, of course, we got more track action happening in the summer going forward. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it starts up in June, if I'm not mistaken. If not June, it's somewhere in July. But my memory's a little bit rusty here. Seems like the last time I did a track game was years ago, even though it was just last summer. But of course, we do have the Junior Combine coming up May 2nd to May 5th. Again, head over to roxamoresports.com. Register now if you're interested in getting your athletes, be it a coach or parent or yourself. Head over to roxamoresports.com, get registered, That is the Roxamore Top Tier Performance League Junior Combine happening May 2nd to May 5th, 2024 at the George K. Couples Stadium on East Carson Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15203. And again, you can register by heading over to www.roxamoresports.com. We'd love to have you. I'd love to get you recognized. As mentioned, you will be broadcasted. Spotlight shine on you. And last time we had the junior combine, we had an NFL former athlete speak to the students, give them some good, helpful advice going forward. And it's a great way to build your stats, get yourself recognized for scouters, if you plan on going to college and continuing football going forward. A little bit of a delay here, looks like here on the field. From what I was told, the event was supposed to start at 5:30. It's 5:44 right now. But nonetheless, it is a pleasure to be here, enjoying the weather. I usually stay in the office and working indoors all day, listening to that annoying fluorescent light. Just do that buzzing noise that just drives me up a wall. Hey, not complaining about my job, though. Just claim the atmosphere is not as cordial as outside. Enjoying the sunlight, enjoying that tempered weather, feeling a good, high hopes atmosphere as we watch talent against talent here at the Woodland Hills High School. But nonetheless, looking forward to seeing how these athletes perform here today. So right now we just got a little bit of a warm-up. There was a little bit of a change in schedule. Of course, as we mentioned, it is the day of the eclipse, and the eclipse already happened. But again, you can catch it going in 2044 and 2045, August of both years. But the eclipse happened, so there was a little bit of delay in today's events. So the athletes kind of got here a bit later so they can see the eclipse, of course. And right now they are just warming up here, getting themselves ready for action. So we are starting a little bit later than usual. But hey, it's all good. And again, track is one of those sports that it just comes close to my heart. As I used to do track myself, that doesn't tell my leg decided to give out on me. And then had to put that in hiatus. And that hiatus unfortunately became a cancellation as time went on. But hey, nonetheless, it's good times, good times. Also, the Pittsburgh Marathon is coming up. I forgot all about that. So, the beauty of Pittsburgh. I used to live in Atlantic City in Philadelphia, but used to be all flat over there. And Pittsburgh, running in Pittsburgh, we have nothing but hills. Lots and lots of hills. And the beauty of that is it gets your leg muscles, well, fine-tuned. And definitely get you acclimated for any environment that you ready to do a marathon in. So, if you're doing a marathon in a flat city, then that's no problem. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, whew, those hills, man, they're killer. All right. Still waiting? No. Anyways, I got patience. Matters is if you guys have patience. Alright, so I just got word downstairs that they're getting ready to start. So we're about to kick things into action here. And there we go. So it's Plum in lane 1 there. Unfortunately for this event, I do not have names for the athletes that are here for the 4x800. But nonetheless, you're looking at Plum High School. They're in lane 1, and they are all looking fabulous. much finished with this circuit. Looking good, looking good. And again, if you didn't catch me the first time, head over to Wolf Creek Race Management, their website, and you can get good eyes on this event in real time. Right now we are in event 1. The 4 by 800 meter relay. Looking good, looking good. All right, first circuit. Finished up. On to the second one. Looking good there, looking good. Again, it's 400 meters for the whole track. So they just completed 400 right there. On to finishing up another. Looking good, looking good. Really got to focus on that breathing technique, somewhat similar to swimming, but nonetheless, it's a different breathing technique than swimming, but it definitely does help you in your performance. The goal is not to lose your stride and lose your equilibrium with your running and breathing. Right now, he is on his way to handing off the baton and finishes up his 800 meters. On to the next one. And there she comes. To hand it off as she finishes up her 800. Plum Mustangs looking good here, doing the school proud. All right, heading on back home, making his way around the curve here. Almost there, almost there. Come on, come on, looking good, looking good. 3 minutes and 40 seconds in right now. All right. And close up his 400. Now on to the 800. For the lady on the track, she's on her way to close up her 400. And again, unfortunately, I do not have a roster for this event. But nonetheless, for those of you that know these athletes, show them some love down in the comments. She finished up her 400, on to her 800. And Plum Mustangs looking good here. And again, the weather out right now is not bad at all. It's the ideal condition for any sport. Temperate, not too warm, not too cool, just right. A nice, easy, cool breeze to refreshen you. And here he comes. On his way home to hand off the glory as he closes up his 800. And there he goes. On to the third athlete here on the track. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Almost there. Here she comes. Here she comes. All eyes on the lady from Plum as she hands off the legacy onto the next athlete, and there she goes. Beautifully done, beautifully done. 6 minutes in. And on his way back home, it's a gentleman from Plum. Six minutes in, 25 seconds. Finishes up his circuit at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And around he goes yet again. And the young lady from Plum, just about ready to finish up her circuit. As she's making her way around that bend. Good running formation. Looks like she's keeping good breathing. Really got to pace yourself. And she is doing a mighty fine job. Seven minutes and 20 seconds in right now. Looking good, looking good. As she closes up this circuit here. And that she does at 7 minutes and 33 seconds. Well done, well done. And over here, coming in is the gentleman from Plum. As he's getting ready to close up this circuit. Right now, handing off the baton. Finishing up at 7 minutes and 49 seconds. My view, anyhow. And on to the next athlete. Plum is looking great here. Can't wait to see what the next line of events are going to be. But again, track is absolutely a sport I love here. And gets you polished for the other sports and other things that you do on a regular basis. But nonetheless, it's a great workout, a great challenge to yourself. It's also one of the more practical sports out there, as it can prepare you to run away from a rabid dog. Should you ever be in that situation? Hopefully not. But if you are, hey, track has you polished for just that event. Anywhere from hurdling, can hurdle over a fence, and outrun a four-legged beast. Here she comes. Finishing up her circuit. And here she comes with fire and fury as she closes it up at 9 minutes and 3 seconds, handing the baton off to the next athlete. And the gentleman behind her closing up his circuit, his first one. And on to the next one. 9 minutes and 15 seconds. She's keeping good speed up here right now. Good formation on the running.
Let's say what? I got to say what they gave on the internet. Yeah. Gotcha.
All right, here she comes around the bend. Looking good, looking good. On her way home, finishing up her first circuit here for Plum. Yeah, there's a variety of things that could go through your mind when you're running around the track or in general. Some people focus on the breathing strictly. Some people use it as a meditative moment. Beautifully done. She's finishing up her circuit at 1 minute and 3 seconds. On to the next one. And the gentleman from Plum, just behind her, finishing up at 10 minutes and 39 seconds. for the Plum gentlemen. And here she goes to close it up with a bang for the Plum Mustangs. She's heading on back home. Looking good, looking good. But yeah, nonetheless, again, when you're running, there's a lot of things that could go through your mind. For me, yeah, I got ADHD, so any number of things are running through my mind. Kind of breathing and keeping it aligned with my running was second nature with me, but nonetheless, some people strictly focus on the breathing, strictly focus on the formation, and that leads to a better performance. But nonetheless, you are focused. Your body's in action. You're keeping your eyes forward. And that is certainly what this young lady is doing right here. As she is coming in with a bang. As she finishes off this circuit here. Looking good. Picking up the speed. Nothing but fire and fury and determination. And well done at 11 minutes and 57 seconds. As she closed it up for the Plum Mustangs ladies side. All right. So that is that for that event. On to the next one. So they switched it up a little bit here. Originally it was the boys for 800-meter relay, but seems like they're going for the two at the same time. Boys and girls. What a great display of power nonetheless there by the Plum Mustangs. By the ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to seeing the next line of action here. And again, and as always, thank you for joining us here on Roxamore Sports Live. I'm Maximilian Kiever. I'm typically on this side of the school to cover soccer events, but today is a special occasion. We are doing track in April of all things. Usually we do track broadcasts later in the summer, early spring, but today is just one of those exceptions to the rule. We did have baseball scheduled earlier, but due to the eclipse, they postponed it. Understandable. It's a once in a not once in a lifetime, but it comes rarely. Nonetheless, we do have boys for Woodland Hills playing baseball tomorrow. So be sure to tune in with us here on roxamoresports.com. Alright, we're heading off into the next one. And it's the hurdles. The 100-meter hurdles. So some things appear to be switched up here on my schedule. Right, here we go. That's Plum and the purple, and Woodland Hills in the blue and black. Looking good, looking good. And she is pulling up ahead here. And on her last hurdle, finishing up 17 seconds, and Plum at 18. On to the next one. So Woodland Hills look great on that one, as did Plum. Woodland Hills finishing up at 17 seconds, and Plum finishing up at 18. Okay. So that was the girls 100 meter hurdles. And now it's on to the girls 100 meter dash. Okay, so I see an update here. So that was lane 1, Jace Bell from Woodland Hills, finishing up at 17.26. And Josephine, again, apologize for the mispronunciation here. Josephine Scalelli, finishing up at 18.26 from Plum. So that's 5 points to Woodland Hills and 3 points to Plum. And it's on to the next event. The girls 100 meter dash. And got quite a number of names here on this event. So we'll feed you the details as we go along here. But this one is a doozy. There's a little bit of an adjustment here on the track. Beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. You have got to experience it for yourself. If you're indoors and you don't have any other options, you got to stay in the office and you just want to listen to this in the background. It's understandable. But if not, and you have a mobile device, come on outside. Perhaps it doesn't feel so pleasant in the shade right now. I have the sun shining right on me, so I have that as a benefit. But nonetheless, it feels great. Again, we're getting ready to start the next event, and that is the girls 100 meter dash between, of course, Woodland Hills and Plum. And right now we have a hefty sum of people here in the bleachers from Plum High School as well as Woodland Hills High School. Of course, this is Woodland Hills' backyard right now. And they're off. Here we are. Oh, except for a change of plans, these aren't girls, these are the boys. And right now, Plum is looking great there as he is pulling ahead of the fray and finishing up there. Followed by Woodland Hills, Plum, and Woodland Hills. So let's see what we got here. That was Owen Proskin. So actually that event was the boys 110 meter hurdles.
Final call, 100 meter dash. Third and final call.
All right, on to the next event here. Plum look mighty fine on that run. Waiting for the details of an update here. That was the boys 110 meter hurdles. So yes, that was Owen Proskin that ran ahead and closed it up at 15.50, followed by Corday Weems from Woodland Hills at 17.02, followed by Dorian Wells from Woodland Hills, finishing up at 17.12. And Sloan Humphreys from Plum, finishing up at 17.65, followed by, from Woodland Hills, Joyous Marshall at 19.85. And here we go, next one. This time, the girls. And they're off. Well, actually, I stand corrected. This is the boys again. Right now, Woodland Hills looking strong. Followed by Plum. And finishing up there. Give you the details here shortly of what the exact times were as finished. But a great run there by Woodland Hills, followed by Plum.
Let's move all the hurdles off the track. First call, 1,600 meters.
On to the next one. I'm trying to follow the line of events here. Make sure I have it accurate for the most part. Because it does not appear to be going the way it's written out. So let me just make sure I have the next one correct here. Looks like these are the girls, and this is going to be the girls' 100-meter dash. Sorry for the long silence, folks. I was just taking a look at the events that are happening here, making sure I have them all correct, but we are ready for the next event here. And starting gun is aimed to the air, and off they go. This time it's ladies. And it's looking like they're by Plum. They are doing a fabulous job here for Plum as they are coming in to finish first. Beautifully done, beautifully done. Followed by Woodland Hills. And again, as I mentioned before, I'm going to feature the details as we go along here. Let's see what we got. Just checking out the live updates here, so I can give you the exact not seat time, but the exact results. Nonetheless, great walk there by these young ladies. All right, on to the next event here. So far, mighty fine display of power and speed by these two schools. A great run there by the young men and by the ladies. And definitely a good inspiration as just makes you want to just get some running shoes on and go jogging yourself right now. But nonetheless, these athletes come a long way. Some of them juniors, some of them seniors. Many of them not quite ready for the finishing touches of high school, but nonetheless, off to a great start. And here we go. Next line of events here. It's a 1,600-meter run. Looking good there by Woodland Hills as she's pulling ahead. Way out of the fray there. My, oh my. Well done. Well done. As she finishes up there. Ahead of Plum. Well, good work. Waiting for the updates for the previous event before that. And okay, so the results for the previous events, are here. It was Lane 1, Gabrielle Lane, finishing up at 12.81 from Plum. Then Lane 2, from Woodland Hills, Olivia Hutchinson, 13.10. Lane 3, from Plum, Nia Hart, finishing up at 13.18. Lane 4, Zyla Clark, finishing up at 13.79. Zyla being from Woodland Hills. Lane 5, Amaya Tippett, finishing up at 14.13. Maya Tippett being from Woodland Hills. And from Plum, Mia Devine, finishing up at 14.47. And that was for the girls 100-meter dash. The last event we just saw was the girls 1,600-meter run. And I don't have the results on that just yet, but I'll let you know shortly. Right now, Woodland Hills looking good by the young lady, as well as the one behind her. A mighty fine finish there. And finished in total at 20 seconds, it looks like. But again, we'll give you the exact numbers as the results get fed to us. But you can follow what I'm looking at again if you head over to Wolf Creek Management. Let me correct myself there. Wolf Creek Race Management. You can check their website out. Go to where it says it's track season, live results. Click on the live results tab and hit 2024 results. And you should be able to find this event happening between Plum and Woodland Hills. On to the next race here. So unfortunately, there was nothing for the girls' 1,600-meter run as of yet. We're on into the next event here. And Scoop Smith doing what he does typically. Overperforming there. Great one there by that young man from Woodland Hills. As they finish up at 15 seconds. Unfortunately, for that event, I do not have any names as well. Let's see what we have. Going forward into the next event here. All right, so for the boys 100-meter dash, it was lane 1, William Smith, also known as Scoop Smith, finishing up at 11 seconds. From Woodland Hills, and then from Plum, C.J. Hart, finishing up at 11.76. Lane 3, Nico Major, I believe that's how you pronounce it. From Woodland Hills, finishing up at 11.92. Lane 4, from Woodland Hills, Landon Akins, finishing up at 11.97. Then lane 5, Elijah Jackson, from Plum, finishing up at 12 seconds. Lane 6, Jordan Steed, finishing up at 12.2. Tongue-tied already. 12.26 seconds from Plum. Jordan Steed. All right, and they're off. Looking good, looking good. Woodland Hills pulling ahead of Plum here. It's Woodland Hills that's going to come up with finish first. Looks like they finish up at 11 or 10 seconds. That's for the 1,600-meter run there for the boys. Unfortunately for the previous event for the girls, I do not have the results for that just yet. But again, you can follow what I'm looking at if you head over to wolfcreekracemanagement.com and go to live events. Actually, live results rather. Under where it says it's track season, we'll say live results. Click the live results tab. First thing that'll pop up will be today's results, where it says Plum at Woodland Hills. And click that, and then you can watch live results or the live stream. All right, well, on to the next event here. It's going to be the boys. Woodland Hills. Starting gun, aim to there. Ready for action. Let's see what we got. These gentlemen all ready. And they're off. Woodland Hills occupying all 4 lanes here. And unfortunately, I do not have names for these athletes here, but you see them, you know them. And they're doing a great job, and beautiful finish there for Woodland Hills. Good finish there. Just rating on the results. Still good weather out here, ladies and gentlemen. If you can, catch some of it before it drops down in the temperatures. But right now, you're looking at a great display of talent against talent here. And again, ultimately, you're challenging yourself As much as you are being competitive with the other schools, but nonetheless, you got to give it your best shot. Rain or shine, be in your prime. So heading off into the next event here. And again, just waiting for the results so I can give you the exact times for each athlete as we go along. But of course, you can follow it yourself again if you head over to Wolf Creek Race Management. That is wolfcreekracemanagement.com. Go to live results. Click on today's results, which is Plum and Woodland Hills. And if you go to live results, you can see what the exact finishing times are, as well as the athletes for yourself. Right now, Plum is ready for action here. All right, so Plum, Mustangs, you on the track. Looking amped up, ready for action. We're both girls and boys here on the track right now. And they're off. Plum High School, carrying on their school name and spirit. Proud. Good formation on the running there. It looks like good speed as well by my perspective. Right now, Plum is looking fabulous. It's both boys and girls here on the track right now for Plum. The Plum Mustangs. And just about finished with this circuit. As they break around the bend there. And coming on home. Looking good, looking good. Just about there. 1 minute and 5 seconds. All right. And on to the second one here. As the Plum family comes in and closes this first circuit. And on to the second one. Looking good, looking good. All right. And here they come. Second time around. Plum looking good, looking good. And 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Young man pulling ahead of the fray here. Closing up that circuit at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. As well as the gentleman behind him. It looks like, if I caught it correctly, 2 minutes and 32 with 2 minutes and 33 seconds. And we have Annabelle from Woodland Hills coming in here. Closing up at 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Checking it out. 4x100 meter relay. Plum coming around here for the third time. Finishing up this circuit. Looking good, and there they are, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Annabelle coming in here for Woodland Hills. Looking good. Doing Woodland Hills proud as she runs over the line, I believe, at 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Again, we'll let you know the results as they come along. And some of these events don't have names matching the athletes that you're seeing here, unfortunately. But nonetheless, we'll do the best we can. And for those of you that know these athletes, as mentioned before, show them some love down in the comments. Four minutes and 50 seconds. Plum's looking good here. Woodland Hills, done by yours truly, Annabelle, looking great as well. 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Annabelle looking good for Woodland Hills. And cheered on by the people in the bleachers. And comes home about 5 minutes and 31 seconds in. Well done, Annabelle. And here comes this young man from Plum. As he finishes up there for Plum. And here comes another. Finishing up there in lane 1 for Plum. They're in lane 2 for Plum, finishing up there. And the young lady in lane 1 for Plum, finishing up there. And Plum's not finished yet. They got plenty more to come. Let's see what we got. This young lady, they're in lane 1, coming home to finish. Oh, the gentleman from Plum pulls ahead of her. They're in lane 1, finishing up for Plum, and she follows and finishes up. The young man behind her from Plum, finishing up there in lane 1 as well. 6 minutes and 46 seconds, it looks like he has finished that. And the last two finishing touches here for Plum High School. That's the last two athletes are running in here. Gentlemen there in lane 1. Ending it gracefully so, as well as the gentleman behind him at 7 minutes and say 12 seconds. Well done, Plum and Woodland Hills. On to the next event here. So let's see what we got. Heading off into the next line of events here. Sometimes this is kind of a toss-up. Let's see what we have. Toss-up, I mean, sometimes they just kind of go with the events as they go along. It's not always a fixed line of events. It really depends. But I see they don't exactly have it separated by male and female at all events. Have it somewhat mixed up. So I got my guy down on the field right now, trying to get a confirmation on how many events are left. Okay, so we have 6 more events coming up here. Not exactly too sure of what they all will be, but nonetheless, thank you for joining us here on Roxamore Sports Live. We have 6 more to come, so don't go anywhere. And again, unfortunately, we do not have rosters typically for track events. When we do, it's a complete blessing. It's always appreciated. But typically, it's not something we have here, as well as numbers matching with the athletes. Some of the athletes I'm familiar with. Proskin, Annabelle, Scoop, but other ones, not so much. But nonetheless, all I'm seeing here tonight is a great display of talent, strength, and school pride. So it looks like we're heading off into the 400-meter dash. So it's going to be the girls' 400-meter dash. If I'm looking at this correctly, it's all right. Let me backtrack. Look, I see batons, so looks like we're heading off into a relay race. Okay, so it's the girls' 400-meter relay. I believe if I'm looking at this correctly, it's going to be Madison Sheffy, Olivia Hutchinson, Mariah Helvey, Isabella Cadwell, Gianna Clark, Victoria Holloway, Josiah Ferguson, and Namaya Jeffries. For Woodland Hills, unfortunately, I'm not seeing any names here for Plum, but Plum is going to hold lane 3 from what I'm seeing here. Let's see what we got.
Exchange zone 1's ready. Exchange zone 2, are you ready? Exchange zone 3. Mr. Starter, the track is yours.
These ladies are amping themselves up, ready for action. Starting gun facing the air, and come on now. There we go. And they're off. Plum is looking good there. Woodland Hills catching up. Around the bend here. And I believe that is Madison. She hands the baton off, potentially over to Olivia. Right now, it's looking good. Plum still ahead here. Woodland Hills not too far behind as they break around the bend here. Plum is not letting down. That speed is looking great there by Plum. Woodland Hills, again, not far at all. Recognize that face, that's a Maya Tippett. And Plum looking great here. And 52 seconds makes it in for the finish of Maya Tippett, just shortly behind. Well done, well done. And again, it pains me. I just do not have the names for Plum. Although, to be fair, I don't have the names for Woodland Hills either. Just going with the punches. Just going with the punches. But nonetheless, great day here. Great day, great talent, great atmosphere. In terms of school spirit, high hopes for these seniors as they go forward in the future endeavors. Gotta love it. Takes you back to your good old high school days. Well, some of you had good high school memories, and some of you maybe not so much, but hey, I mean, life moves on. Again, high school's not the end-all be-all, but hey, it's a good start in the right direction. And no matter which way you go, we wish you well. Hope you make wise decisions, but don't beat yourself up if anything goes opposite the way you want it to. It's all about adjustment. It's all about adjustment. Adaptation. You hear survival of the fittest all the time, but adaptation is a big one there. So adapt. Turn your weaknesses into strengths. Turn your mistakes into a good, humbling memory of what to avoid and how to improve. All right, heading off into the next event here. This time it appears to be, let's see here. Again, going with the punches. Appears to be another relay here. But this time, if I'm looking correctly, a unisex one. That is boys and girls. And heading off into the next event here. A little bit of an adjustment there on the track. And typically don't do track this late in the day. But again, as we mentioned before, there's a little bit of an adjustment due to the eclipse. Obviously, you want everyone to see it. So the next one's going to be in 2044, so... Alright, so it's Plum and Woodland Hills at it yet again. The 300-meter hurdle. It's going to be the last call for that. So they're figuring out the events as they go along here. But again, we have another relay here. The starting gun is facing the air, ready for action. And they're off. Woodland Hills and Plum. Woodland Hills looking good there, pulling ahead. Woodland Hills keeping good speed. Plum catching up there. The bright green shoes behind the hot pink shoes. And the pink shoes go to Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills around that bend. Plum is looking great here. Not too far behind. Woodland Hills looking pretty strong here in this run. And coming home for the finishing touch, it's Woodland Hills. Followed by Plum. Man, that speed is impressive. Beautifully done. Finishing up under 50 seconds at 45 to 46, if my eyes saw correctly. Again, I know I sound like a broken record here, but if you head over to Wolf Creek Race Management, head over to the live results. You'll see Plum and Woodland Hills, and you can follow the results along with me as we go along. Some of these events were a bit of a toss-up here as they were trying to figure out the next line of events here and who's going to be in them. So, again, unfortunately, do not have a roster to match with the talent that you were seeing here. But nonetheless, give them love. Give them love. All right, let's see what we have here. It appears we have another relay here. It's going to be, looks like mostly yeah, I'm just trying to follow the events, but I know it looks like we have another relay. It's Woodland Hills and Plum. This time, the girls. And again, you can head over to roxamoresports.com, get a good look at that schedule tab, see what action is coming up here this month. Mostly baseball, but we do have flag football coming up Sundays. And ready for action, starting gun facing the air. Again, it's this time the girls, Woodland Hills and Plum. And they're off. Good strong start here for Woodland Hills. There we go. Looking good there for Woodland Hills. And she pulls ahead of the fray there. Plum not too far behind. Good speed, good timing. Can be the ticket to win the race. Looking good coming around that bend there. Plum not far behind. Woodland Hills in the lead there in the hot pink shoes. Looking good, looking good. Staying focused, eyes on the prize. Under a minute so far. 1 minute. 1 minute and 2 seconds. Plum just behind. 1 minute and looks like 1 minute and 3 seconds, if I saw correctly. And here comes Plum, the last of the two. Finishing about 1 minute and 17 seconds, and the last one at 1 minute and 21 seconds. Well done, well done. All right, now it's this time, the boys. I see Plum and Woodland Hills surely to be on the track here. Alright, so we have another dash happening here. Okay, so we have another 400-meter dash here. This time with the boys. Right now, it looks like it's Woodland Hills that's pulling ahead here. Looking great. Around the first, well, actually around the second bend there. And around the third bend. Now, getting ready for that to happen here. Woodland Hills looking good. Plum not too far behind. Woodland Hills overwhelming 3 lanes here. Looking great, looking great. Here she comes. Going in for the finish. Woodland Hills. A little bit over a minute. And here comes Layla from Plum. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Woodland Hills coming in with the last 2 to finish. All right.
It's just his first day though. Is he on a camera? Yeah.
All right. So that was the 400 dash. On to the next line of events here. Not too much more to go. But again, we will be back in action later in the summer, early spring. So it's going to be the boys 400 and then a 300-meter hurdle. It definitely helps to have a year out on the field as the coaches plan out the next line of events. So here we go. And the boys 400-meter, followed by a 100 hurdle. And while I'm at it, again, it's worth mentioning that there are all other events coming up. Again, head over to roxamoresports.com if you're in high school and you play football. You know, check out the Roxamore Sports Junior Combine event happening May 2nd and May 5th. Get registered now and get that recognition that you so deserve, as it will be broadcasted. And of course, build up your stats, impress the scouters, get those scholarship opportunities. And they're off. Starting gun is fired. And it's Plum. That looks like they're losing the lead there behind Woodland Hills as Woodland Hills pulls up ahead there on the bend. Gentleman in the green shoes from Woodland Hills. Again, cannot stress it enough. Unfortunately, I do not have a roster to match these athletes up. I always try to get them, but I can never seem to obtain one. Unfortunately, they definitely do deserve the recognition. And right there, you see Woodland Hills looking good, but Plum is creeping up on them. Looks like they might take the lead here over Woodland Hills. He can't let it down. Plum is pulling ahead of Woodland Hills. The two gentlemen keeping parallel to each other. Finishing up there. Perhaps fatigue attacks him down to his last bit of energy there. As Plum pulled ahead and took the first finish there. Under 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now we have the boys 100-yard hurdle coming up. So heading off into the next event, again, that is the 100-yard hurdle. A little bit of an adjustment here on the track before we begin the next line of events. Our last few. But as mentioned, there'll be more action for track coming up in the spring. And again, for anyone listening, anyone watching, please, if I can obtain a roster the next time around, that'll be fantastic. But hey, it is what it is. And we appreciate you guys for joining us here on Roxamore Sports Live to witness greatness. Hear from the athletes from Plum and Woodland Hills as they do the school proud, do themselves proud, as well as the families, friends, and nonetheless, I'm absolutely happy to be here broadcasting this here for you guys on this beautiful young spring evening as the sun goes down. It's been an eventful day here. And what a way to finish it with senior recognition night and the track meet. So here we go. On to the next event here. All right, and it's off. Here we go. Woodland Hills ahead. Plum not far behind. Looking good, finishing up second bend there. Gunning straight. Woodland Hills still in the lead here. It looks like it's actually Woodland Hills behind Plum there. That might be catching up there to Plum. Perhaps taking the lead, and that they do. Woodland Hills takes the lead over Plum. There with his second athlete. And my. It looks like he has taken the lead altogether for Woodland Hills, as he is running in with a beautiful finish. Well, you look at that. So the first three looks like it's going to be Plum, and that it is. I mean, Woodland Hills followed by Plum. So the first three to finish was Woodland Hills, followed by Plum. And 1 minute and 10 seconds about. I'm trying to look at the updates here for the live results, and it seems like it's a little bit stagnant, unfortunately. So we've got, that was the boys, of course, and they did a great job. But right now, I'm not getting the live results, unfortunately. We're heading off into our next event here. So we're going to do hurdles and an 800-meter dash. Coming up next here. We have one of our camera people down on the field right now, trying to see if this is the last event we have for today. Last two events It's a tad bit hard to follow sometimes when it's a toss-up like this, but nonetheless, shout out to all the coaches, as well as anyone that encouraged these athletes to make it this far, or anybody that's encouraging a freshman or sophomore to continue on. And shout out to all of you that are viewing this right now, which is a form of encouragement to these athletes. And as I said before, make some noise for them down in the comment section below. Some encouragement. See, one comment that is not so encouraging. We really are not a fan of that. So please, only encouragement to these talented athletes. Nonetheless, beautiful display of talent, strength, determination. Gotta love it. So again, shout out to the seniors, coaches, parents, friends, everyone, all involved, as well as to Wolf Creek Race Management for providing us with the live results as we go along. And again, we will resume action with track later in the season. I don't believe this month though, but we typically do it in June. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but it does happen later on in spring and early summer. But this month looks like it's going to be mostly baseball and flag football. So let's see what we got.
How many events are left? Period.
I believe there might be 2 more events left, but I'm not exactly too sure. Oh, I stand corrected. We have 5 events left, actually. That's my man down on the field. Confirms we have 5 events ahead of us. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. It's Woodland Hills against Plum. Right now, it looks like they're just having a little bit of a break right now. Oh, no, actually, I stand corrected. My eyes were located way else on the field here. Okay, never mind. They're taking full action right here. You're looking at the ladies. Right now, Woodland Hills looking like she's just ahead of Plum just by a hairline there. Plum looks like it's catching up. Lady from Plum looks like she might be neck and neck here with Woodland Hills. And that appears to be the case here. Just 2 more jumps and Plum pulls ahead here of Woodland Hills. And now has quite a gap between her and Woodland Hills as Plum comes in for the finish under 50 minutes, well, of course, but more specifically, under 50 seconds. So it's Plum that finishes up first, followed by Woodland Hills. Four more events to go. So well done there by these 2 very talented athletes from Woodland Hills and Plum. The ladies had a fantastic run. On to the next one. Again, we're just going with the punches here. Figuring things out. organizing the next events, picking who the next line of athletes are. And I'm just out here enjoying the good weather, talking to you all. How you guys doing over there on the other side? Lovely weather. Of course, we have much more to come. As you know, it's spring around. Spring is here, and it's a good time to rest up and fine-tune yourself. Get yourself ready for the next athletic season. I'm over here getting tongue-tied. But, a great day. Absolutely a great day here. And they're off. That's Woodland Hills right now. And followed by Plum there. Plum looks like it's catching up to Woodland Hills. And that he does, as it's Plum pulling ahead of Woodland Hills right now. Making a mighty fine, good jump there. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this might be Proskin, or Perskin from Plum. I'm not entirely sure. But right now, Plum is looking pretty powerful there. A little bit of a trip there by Woodland Hills, but he's pulling himself up. Plum finishing up first. They're at 42 seconds. Followed by another athlete from Plum. And another. And Woodland Hills coming up here in fourth. And in fifth, Woodland Hills. About 55 seconds. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. It is not easy jumping over those things. If I were to do that right now, I would definitely be tripping over the first one. Back in my high school days, my college days, yeah. But now it's a little bit of a different story. So, hey, but I'm not out of shape. I'm still in shape, but in terms of doing athletic stuff, I don't know. That's a whole different beast, man. That's a whole different beast. So we're starting off the next event here. And this time, it's the ladies, if I'm looking correctly. Actually, no, I believe it's still the boys. Maybe the ladies, I don't know. It's kind of a blur from where I'm standing at. Right now, it's Plum pulling ahead here. And not Plum. Woodland Hills pulling ahead here. Looking great. Woodland Hills has a bit of a gap between him and Plum. Woodland Hills looking great. Plum picking up the speed here. Looking good. As I'm hearing people shout his name, that is Andre from Woodland Hills. And he's coming in for the finish, finishing up first. I believe at 44 or 45 seconds. And then Plum coming in just shortly behind him, I believe at 49 or 50 seconds. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any live updates in terms of the results for each of these events. And we're heading off into the next event here. Alright, so we're heading off into the 800-meter dash here. So we're going to start with the 800, and then we're going to head off into the 200. So as mentioned, first things first, 800. See mostly Plum athletes here, but of course I see two Woodland Hills athletes. They're on the track, ready for action. Alright, so I don't have any names on the roster here for this event. But I'll let you know if I get any updates. So let's see what we got. Just about ready here. And again, shout out to Wolf Creek Race Management. They're the ones giving us the live updates as we go along here. So our athletes are set in place and ready to go. It's Plum, mostly. There, and the blue and black is Woodland Hills. Right now, it looks like Woodland Hills has potential to pull ahead, but Plum right now is ahead. So Plum has the lead overall so far here as they make it around the second bend, running towards the third. Woodland Hills almost there, but right now Plum is still holding firm as they make it around the third bend, on to the fourth, around they go, and onward to victory. It's all a matter of pacing yourself. Right now, Plum is looking good. Woodland Hills not too far behind. First circuit is finished there. Plum still has the lead here. Woodland Hills not too far behind there. Minute and 20 seconds in.
Boys and girls high jump. First call, boys and girls high jump. Boys triple jump.
Almost there. Plum looking good, looking good. This is a hard one. It's the 800. meters. You see Plum around the third bend, coming around the fourth. Woodland Hills looks like he might slightly catch up here. Has certainly the potentials there right now in this instant, and that it is. He utilized his energy, and he is pulled ahead of Plum. Woodland Hills used that energy stock to pace himself and pull ahead. So it's Woodland Hills that finishes up first, Plum second. Right now, Woodland Hills, again, third. And the rest is all Plum. As Plum's second athlete comes in here, finishing up. Plum's fourth athlete. Here she comes, running in for the finish. Beautifully done. Two more from Plum. Here they go. The gentleman finishes up. Another fine athlete from Plum coming in here for the finish. 3 minutes. And here comes the last three. 3 minutes and 8 seconds. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. And the last but not least, from Plum, at 3 minutes and 19 seconds, I believe. Again, if I get any live updates, I'll let you know here. It did tell you guys the exact times they finished at. All right, well done, well done. Woo! So far, so good. Off to a great start. Day one of track here for Woodland Hills and Plum. And of course, more to come. Again, we originally had baseball scheduled for this day, but due to the beautiful occasion of the solar eclipse, they decided to postpone that. Which just left us with track and senior recognition night here at the Woodland Hills High School. So on to the next event here. Looks like it's mostly Plum athletes I'm seeing here, preparing for the next line of events. Alright, looks like they're just about ready here. And this one is a girls' event. He has the starting gun facing the air. Unfortunately, no roster here. And that gun is fired. Woodland Hills ahead right now. Plum looking like it is going to take the lead here. Oh my, she is fast. Look at that speed. She pulls ahead there for Plum. That is amazing. She pulls ahead of Woodland Hills and does Plum proud. Woodland Hills coming in shortly after, followed by Plum. Man, great speed like that. It's something you absolutely want to have broadcast.
We should have boys and girls high jump. Boys triple
It's worth mentioning there is a few field events happening right now. Right now we're focusing on the track events, but they're all field events happening simultaneously. And now the focus is on the ladies here, Woodland Hills and Plum. Just about ready here. Gun pointed to the air. And they're off. So right now it's Plum in the lead here, but Woodland Hills pulling ahead here. Woodland Hills has the lead here. The lady in pink shoes has a pretty significant gap between her and her team, as she is aiming to finish first, and that she does, followed by her team as well as by Plum. The last of the three. On to the next event. So if I'm looking at this correctly, the previous event to this one was the girls 200-meter dash, and the first one to pull ahead at significant speed was Gabrielle Lane at 26.37, followed by Isabella Cadwell at 27.57. Madison Sheffy, Woodland Hills at 27.65. Olivia Hutchinson at 27.72, and right now we are in action here. Woodland Hills off to a strong start. Looking good, looking good. Good run here. Looking strong. And she pulls ahead of her own team here. Girl in blue shoes pulls ahead of green shoes, and nicely done. Here we go. And the finishing touch here. Coming in. And finishes beautifully. All right. On to the next one. This time, the boys. So it's going to be the boys 200-meter dash. All right, let's rock and roll. See what they got. A little bit of an adjustment there. And again, as mentioned, simultaneously happening right now, they're all field events. So if you're over at the Wolf Creek Race Management and you're looking at the live results, you can see the results that they're collecting right now for the field events. Right now, here for Roxamore Sports Live, we are focusing strictly on the track here. So this next event is ready to go. It's Woodland Hills right now against Plum. And Plum is looking strong there. Plum is looking like he might take the lead potentially. He is certainly building up that momentum that is looking promising. Woodland Hills maintaining possession of the helm here as they have the lead. Looking like he's going to finish up here for Woodland Hills first, and that he does. That he does. Beautifully done. Again, this is the 200-meter run here. So this is the 200-meter run. And I believe Next one, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be the 3,200 meter run. So here we go. You've seen the girls' 200 meter run. Now it's the boys. And at last glance, for the girls' 200 meter run was 30.09 seconds. Lane 7, Layla Sherd from Woodland Hills. Lane 8, Amelia, ooh boy, fancy name here. Amelia Fool Wiley, okay, at 30.52. And from Plum, Mariah Kane in lane 9 at 31.66. Lane 10 from Plum, Mia Devine at 31.72. Lane 11, Jocelyn Bonecki at 31.81. And lane 12, Elena Kane at 34.44. Continue on from the last line of names. But right now we were in action here. Again, this is the boys here. It's looking good. Woodland Hills holding firm, but Plum not too far behind. He's looking like he's giving that extra energy dose. He is almost neck and neck. It is peril, man. It looks like it was a tie there from my view between Woodland Hills and Plum as they came in for that finish. And again, I believe the next event is going to be the 3,200 meter run.
All 3,200-meter runners should be at the start.
All right, yep. So indeed, it's going to be the 3,200 meter run. So the coaches organize who's going to be doing this event here, the 3,200 meter run. Unfortunately, no names here, so we'll just go with the flow. That's going to be Woodland Hills and Plum. So let's see what we have. Starting gun, aim to the sky. Athletes, ready for action. The sun is setting over the horizon. And right now, you are witnessing action and talent here by Plum and Woodland Hills as they are set for the run, and here they go. Woodland Hills Looks like they have the lead here, but Plum is catching up there around the bend. It is a good run here, keeping peril, but Woodland Hills takes the lead here. And 25 seconds in, and it's a complete. Woodland Hills finishes up, followed by Plum. Okay, so that concludes it for the 200-meter run, and now it's the 3,200-meter run. So we have the 3,200-meter run happening right now. Of course, we got to gather our athletes first, and then we'll resume action. While we're at it, we want to bring your attention over to the next coming up events. Again, we have the Junior Combine for Roxamore Sports coming up May 2nd and May 5th. You can register now if you head over to roxamoresports.com. You can get a good look at that schedule and get a good look at that flyer. That is the Roxamore Top Tier Performance League Junior Combine, happening May 2nd and May 5th, 2024, at the George K. Couple Stadium on East Carson Street here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can register now, get the spotlight on your talent and determination if you're playing football. And of course, that will be broadcast live. Last time we had a former NFL athlete come in and give some advice, as well as shined a great spotlight on the potential of the athletes that performed that day, or that week rather. Right now we are witnessing action here. It's the 3,200 run. Mostly, from what I'm seeing here, we have Plum here, but we do have Annabelle, if I'm not mistaken. That is Annabelle from Woodland Hills running. Trying to see if my eyes are serving me correctly. Yes, we have mostly Plum right now here on the track, but we do have one athlete from Woodland Hills. And I believe that could be Annabelle. I'm not exactly too sure. Right now, Plum is looking good here. Keeping up the momentum. It's looking good. Annabelle Johnson indeed. Right now, Plum is still holding firm. Annabelle Johnson there for Woodland Hills. As I do have a visual on her name here on the... I have a confirmation that is Annabelle Johnson, courtesy to Wolf Creek Race Management. Right now, Plum is looking good. Still holding the lead here. Annabelle perhaps pacing herself, as we've seen from previous athletes. Making around the third bend there. Plum still holding the lead. And around the fourth bend, here comes Plum. On 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Plum Still ahead, Annabelle. Just behind the third one in Plum. Finishing up the circuit there. On to the next one. Three minutes and 10 seconds. Plum still in the lead here. This time by quite a bit of a deficit in terms of distance between them and Woodland Hills, as well as the rest of the athletes from Plum, as it's two renegades running pretty close to each other. Finishing up their circuit here as they come around the third bend. And finishing up the fourth bend here and heading on home. Looking good, guys, looking good. Here they go. Doing Plum proud. 4 minutes and 15 seconds and finishing up that circuit. Continue on. Annabelle looking good. This is an exhaustive one, ladies and gentlemen. It's not so much jogging. It is a bit of jogging, but at the same time, you're racing others here. Annabelle's looking good. It's looking like Annabelle's taking potentially a lead here. It looks like she's catching up to the third athlete here from Plum. She's just a hair behind, it looks like. But he takes back the lead here. Right now, Plum is still in the lead by two gentlemen up there as they continue around the third bend and on to the fourth one. Here they go, around the fourth bend, heading on home. Looking at 5 minutes and 35 seconds right now. Annabelle looks like she is catching up and almost there to take the lead, almost. The two gentlemen from Plum finish up their circuit. Annabelle keeping a neck and neck with the third person from Plum. But again, this is the 320-meter run. Looking at Annabelle Johnson from Woodland Hills. And I cannot find the names of the Plum athletes, unfortunately, here on the field. I'm seeing Madison D'Antonio, though, from Plum.
First call, 4x4 relay. First call, 4x400 relay.
Yeah, that's a crying shame. I don't see the names for the boys for Plum for the 3,200-meter run. But they're doing a great job. As they come in, you're looking at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And closing up that circuit there. My Plum. Our first two gentlemen in the lead. It looks like they're burning down a little bit if I were to judge by the body language. Looks like fatigue is kicking in. But they're still doing a great job. And ahead by quite a bit. Annabelle, she has taken the lead here, as Annabelle is in third for Woodland Hills, making her way around the bend. Again, unfortunately, I do not have the names for the gentlemen that are running for Plum, but I do have the ladies. Again, Woodland Hills, Annabelle Johnson, and for Plum, it's Madison D'Antonio. So that's Madison D'Antonio from Plum. She's looking great there. And the gentleman from Plum pulls ahead of her. Again, not Madison, but Annabelle Johnson. She's in third right now. And fatigue is clearly setting in here. These athletes, but they are still holding firm. Focus on the breathing, focus on where you need to go. Again, this is a bit of a meditative event here. There's usually not a whole lot of thoughts running through your head when you're running as is, but when it comes to competition, it's easy to lose yourself and forget where you are sometimes. You're focusing so much on regulating your body, maintaining that speed. You're aware that people are catching up with you, but sometimes you're just so in yourself that you forget somebody's sneaking up right behind you and they take the lead. And you let it slip away. But the gentleman from Plum right now, that is in first right now, he is looking great. He is maintaining good body regulation, good speed. Must be something about those pink shoes, because pink shoes, I swear, man, by default they give you that speed boost. He's doing great. We have Maddie here, not Maddie, but we have Annabelle. Annabelle in second, it looks like here. So Annabelle from Woodland Hills in second. Pulled ahead of Plum. And you have one circuit to go here. Right now, the gentleman from Plum. Unfortunately, again, I cannot stress enough, I do not have his name. It's killing me, but nonetheless, you see him, you love him, he's impressing you. Show some love in the comments for them. He's pulling ahead around that third bend. On to the fourth one. And he's coming home. 11 minutes and 15 seconds. Oh, he's got that last second boost. He's rushing in. He's giving it the last bit of energy. I love it. And bada bing, he's finished. Did Plum proud. Gotta love it. Here comes Annabelle. Getting that last second energy as well. Coming in here for the finish. Annabelle Johnson from Woodland Hills finishing up there in second. Followed by Plum in third. The gentleman from Plum in third. By an Annabelle Johnson from Woodland Hills. And the rest is all Plum here. Madison D'Antonio. She's looking great. Maintaining her energy. Staying focused.
Third and final call, 4x400 relay.
12 minutes and 20 seconds. Gentleman from Plum finishing up there, as well as the other one. And now it's all eyes on the one and only Madison D'Antonio. as she makes her way around that second bend there. Looking good, looking good. Stay focused. Keep that breathing going. Looking good, looking good. So that is Madison D'Antonio from Plum High School. Unfortunately, that is all the information I have on her. But she's staying focused, determined, poised. Gotta love it. And coming in as the finishing touch of the 3200 run. Coming around the third bend here. And again, the track season is young, so there will be more track coming up in the future. Again, please, please, if anyone's out there hears me, a roster will be great. But nonetheless, shout out to Wolf Creek Race Management and Madison D'Antonio from Plum coming in here with the finish. Beautifully done. Well done, Madison. All right, so that does it for the 3200 run. And now on to the 4x4, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll get my man down on the field to confirm it, but I believe this is the last event here. Right. And that's according to the last word I heard. But again, this is the 4x4.
Boys and girls, 4x4 should be on the track.
So it's going to be boys and girls for this last event here. Again, this is the 4x4. So here we go. Okay, so the results are in for the last 3200 run. So we have Annabelle Johnson finishing up at 11 minutes and 42 seconds. And Madison from Plum, Madison D'Antonio, finishing up at 14 minutes and 6 seconds. Let's see if there's any results for the boys just yet for the 3200 meter run. And indeed it was. That gentleman that was running fast and full was from Plum, Brady Scalio. I don't know, somebody please correct me there in the comments. But Brady, nonetheless, from Plum, finishing up at 11 minutes and 27 seconds. And then behind him was Chris Taylor, finishing up at 11 minutes and 45 seconds from Plum. And from Plum, Matthew Ingram, finishing up at 12 minutes and 24 seconds. And then Tanner Makarovich, finishing up at 12 minutes and 27 seconds. Also from Plum. So that was the confirmed results from the last event. Again, shout out to Wolf Creek Race Management for the results, the live results for today's event. And again, this is the last event, at least from what I'm told, the 4x4. Boys and girls. And again, absolutely love track. It's a sport that holds dear to me. As I mentioned, I did do track in high school and also before that. But nonetheless, it is a excellent sport that get you ready for other sports. A lot of athletes here from football, soccer, volleyball, you name it. All here on the track right now. And the starting gun is facing the air. We're just about ready here for this 4x4. And the starting gun is fired. Here we go. And now, great speed there by Plum and Woodland Hills. If I'm looking at the correct one, I believe the gentleman there from Woodland Hills is Walker. As Woodland Hills pulls ahead of Plum there around the third bend. Plum, it looks like they're pulling back ahead here, potentially, but it's still Woodland Hills right now in the lead, neck and neck between Plum and Woodland Hills. These gentlemen are giving it their best shot, their energy. It's Plum that pulls ahead, though. He's coming in. And hands off the baton. Plum is looking great here. I believe that is Landon Akins from Woodland Hills right now behind Plum, as Plum has that lead there. And for the girls, it is still Plum out of Woodland Hills. And now Plum is looking great here around that third bend. Still holding on to the lead. And Landon Akins there coming in for the finish for Woodland Hills. Plum maintaining good energy, good speed. And the baton is handed off. Plum still in the lead here. And here we go. For the girls, Plum in the lead here. So we got a mishmash of names here from what I have on my roster. The one time I have a roster here. It doesn't appear to be matching up with the faces I'm familiar with. So I'll give you the results as soon as I can afterwards. Again, shout out to Wolf Creek Race Management. Gotta love them, gotta appreciate them. And Plum right now, looking great here. Plum pulling ahead. Plum holding firm for both the boys and girls as they have the lead here. Good speed. Man. Good speed there by the ladies. As Plum hands off the baton. With 3 minutes and 23 seconds in. As for the boys, same story. Plum is ahead of Woodland Hills right now as they make their way around the third bend, heading on home. Here we go. Plum cheering him on. 3 minutes and 43 seconds as he finishes up. And here comes Woodland Hills. 3 minutes and 48 seconds. About. Finishing up. And here we go. All attention on the ladies now. As it's Plum in the lead here over Woodland Hills. Coming around the corner. Here we go. My, oh my. maintaining good speed. Woodland Hills just behind her, but she finished up there for Plum. About 4 minutes and 28 or 29 seconds, and Woodland Hills about 4 minutes and 33 seconds. All right. And that concludes it for that event there. Boys and girls for the 4x4 here for today's event. That is the track meet between Plum and Woodland Hills High School. If I could just get some exact details on who did what. Right now, I have 3 minutes and 42 seconds for Plum, and for Woodland Hills, for the boys, it's 3 minutes and 49 seconds. So again, Plum finishes up at 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Woodland Hills, 3 minutes and 49 seconds. For the girls, I have 4 minutes and 27 seconds from Plum, and for Woodland Hills, 4 minutes and 31 seconds. All right, mighty fine display of events here. Talent against talent. As they say, iron sharpens iron. Warriors make warriors. And ultimately, you are competing against yourself, but you are competing against others as well. Obviously, you want to keep a good balance of how you interpret the two things going forward. Because any mistakes you make, any weaknesses you have, you want to turn them into your strengths. You want to learn from your mistakes and keep it in mind as you go forward. And again, yeah, you are competing, but you're competing against yourself. And you just want to be fair to yourself. You don't want to be too egotistical, but at the same time, you don't want to be too self-defeating. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on Roxamore Sports Live. It's been a great day, great eclipse, and great senior recognition night here for Woodland Hills High School seniors. Shout out to the seniors. Good luck to everyone else, juniors, sophomores, freshmen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Max Millerkeeper with Roxamore Sports Live. We'll see you next time with more action. Again, you can check us out on roxamoresports.com. Get a good look at that schedule tab to see what events are coming up. What sport? We're doing mostly baseball, but we do flag football on Sundays. So check us out here on Roxamore Sports Live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. Have a great night. All rights are reserved to our CEO and executive producer, Leon Rockymore. And use of copyright footage must have written consent in order to use it.